What's up guys, Jared here, and you know what? We are less than a week from one of the most anticipated movies of 2017, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Star Wars is such an insanely huge worldwide franchise. I mean, this thing started all the way back in 1977 and has survived 40 years and withstood some not-so-beloved prequels.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
But the real question is, could something happen in The Last Jedi that would completely anger fans and leave a bad taste in their mouth? Here are 3 things that The Last Jedi could do wrong. The first one is an easy one. If The Last Jedi completely follows or mirrors the same plot or through line as The Empire Strikes Back. This is obviously in response to critics complaining that The Force Awakens was just a rehash of A New Hope. A young scavenger doesn't know their place in the universe, gets thrown into a crazy adventure, finds out that they have a higher purpose, and eventually saves the day. Now don't get me wrong, Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi is gonna be dark, just like Empire. But if we have Rey off training with Luke, Poe and Finn get into some sort of trouble with the First Order, Rey cuts her training short to go save them, and Luke somehow admits that he's Rey's father, then we may have some concerns. This is a crazy one, but Snoke is actually a clone of Anakin/Darth Vader or the Emperor. Now you're thinking, Jared, you're full of shit. There's no way that Disney and Star Wars would let such a crazy, outlandish idea happen. But are you really sure of that? I mean, in Battlefront 2 and the comics, which are technically canon, the Emperor had contingency plans if anything were to happen to him. He had pre-recorded messages uploaded to a Spider-Man Mysterio-looking crystal ball droid. Project Cinder was orchestrated after his death. Various observatory vaults belonging to the Emperor were ordered to be destroyed, and Project Resurrection was teased during the end of Battlefront 2's story. What exactly is Project Resurrection? It could simply be the resurrection of the Empire into the First Order, but what if it's actually the resurrection of one of the galaxy's most feared villains? We've already heard chatter and seen glimpses of Snoke's insane power, so how else would such a powerful being exist? Also, not to mention the fact that Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi has similar scarring and facial deformities as Snoke. Plus, clones have already been established as a big part of Star Wars canon. Did Vader or the Emperor have a scheduled spa day at the Old Camino cloning chambers? It's quite possible, but it would be a huge cop-out and pretty unoriginal on the side of Disney and Star Wars. And lastly, if Luke Skywalker goes out before we can see him ignite the green and kick some dark side butt. For more than 30 years, people have been waiting to see Luke's true power, to see how powerful he's gotten over the years. We as an audience sort of get a glimpse at Luke's powers in Return of the Jedi, but what exactly has happened between the end of that movie and the beginning of The Force Awakens? We know that Luke found the first Jedi temple and trained all of these Padawans before Kylo Ren destroyed it all. Allegedly. Star Wars Battlefront 2 does give us a look at one of Luke's new powers, the Force Repulse. Like I mentioned earlier, this game is technically canon, so that means Luke does have this power in his back pocket. I'm sure Disney isn't dumb and knows what the audience wants, but if we don't see Luke with the green lightsaber doing all sorts of craziness, it's gonna be a huge letdown for all the fans. Anyways, what do you guys think? Could one of these actually happen and completely ruin The Last Jedi and Star Wars moving forward? Or is this an untouchable franchise and the audience will accept almost anything?
Missy called Jaja Binks. Missy, your humble servant.
I said almost anything. I want to hear about it in the comments below. As always, you can find me on the social medias at Jared Buckendahl on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, may the Force be with you.